What would you rather touch, a boob or a Dinobot? You took too long. The answer is clearly boob.
What do you give the kid who has everything?
Daddy said anything I wanted, anything in the store.
Do you like He-Man? Castle Grayskull. Skeletor lives there.
I'm from Play School, and I'm from Mattel.
Do you like Transformers? Hello. They're robots in disguise. It's an exciting time in the franchise. They're branching out from vehicles to dinosaurs and insects.
Actually, you weren't so bad for a guy with no penis.
Yeah, I've written so many angry letters to Hasbro about that.
Do you like G.I. Joe? Behold, the USS Flag.
That takes up a lot of room.
Oh, yeah. It's an aircraft carrier. It's meant to hold aircraft. It's all right there in the name.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome to the latest episode of Nerds with Attitude. I am Kevin, and I am joined by...
It's Migs.
And Scott.
How you doing? It's Mike.
Hey, guys, what's going on? It's like Christmas time, except without the toys in our home. It's what we're going to get for Christmas.
We hope
in December
if we're good kids.
New York Toy Fair just happened last weekend, and we have so much nerd toy news for you. So we're going to just sort of go through the highlights. We're going to put up links on the Facebook page. That's Nerds with Attitude Podcast. I believe I've been saying that wrong in the past because there's a Nerds with Attitude page that goes to some band that's not a band anymore, but they won't give up their page. So go to Nerds with Attitude Podcast on Facebook. You can also find us Nerds with Attitude on Instagram to see all of our funny pictures and drawings.
And we still don't twat.
And we do not twat.
No.
Kiss my ass.
Does he have a Twitter?
Miguel's on Tinder.
Oh, he's on Tinder.
Tinder, swipe left, swipe right,
But we'll be putting up links to all of the Toy Fair coverage, so make sure you guys check that out on the Facebook page, as well as specific links to some of the stuff we end up talking about today. So kicking it off, let's talk about Hasbro, and I think, Scott, you were most excited about the Transformers.
Well, Transformers and Star Wars, but first off, the Transformers on the list, the new Titans Return, Wars. Titan Wars.
Now, is that a Titan class, or is that like a Titan, like that's a group of them?
It's the name of the subgroup that they're doing now. I think it's there is going to be a Titan. They're releasing Fortress Maximus,
right?
And that thing looks badass.
Is he as tall as the Comic-Con
Metroplex?
Metroplex.
Yes, it looks like he is as tall as the Metroplex. Maybe a little bit taller, because his head turns into a robot, which that robot's head turns into Spike. At least that's the way it went. Spike turned into Cerebro's head, then Cerebro turned into Fortress Maximus's head, and so on and so forth.
All right.
A lot of head being given in these.
Yeah, I guess they have a Deluxe class, a Legends class, and a Leader class.
Yeah,
Voyager
and
class.
The weird thing is, instead of calling it Headmasters and Target Masters and Power Masters, they're just calling it the Titan Wars, but they're all Headmasters. So even they're releasing figures like Blur, and I think Galvatron and Scourge are even Headmasters.
In the Deluxe class is going to be Blur with Hyperfire, Scourge with Fracas, and then Mindwipe with Vorath.
Yeah.
And Chrome Dome with Stylor.
That one, Chrome Dome, is awesome.
What is Chrome Dome?
He's one of the characters that's featured in the IDW comic series really heavily.
What's he turn into?
He turns into this like futuristic looking car. Futuristic for 2007, which none of the cars ever looked like that in 2007. So I don't know how far in the future they're going now.
Gotcha.
I like the fact that we're going to get the Legends class Wheelie.
Well, right. Even I thought Wheelie looked badass.
That was
cool.
Legend class was Wheelie, Laserbeak, Rumble, and Ravage.
Yes.
Now, Legend class, are these are these getting smaller or larger as we go? Like Deluxe, Legend, Leader?
I think the Legends class, aren't those the ones that are individually blister carded like the Combaticons right now?
I believe so.
That's the one thing I can't keep track of.
I wish they would just call them small class, medium class, large class.
Yeah,
like G.I. Joe does that with like alpha vehicles, Delta vehicles.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what's just Jesus Christ. And then the leader class will be Soundwave with Sound Blaster.
I
so
don't know.
What is that? A 2-pack?
It's His head becomes a little guy. He's a headmaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did read that all of the heads are interchangeable, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was the case with the originals too. You just didn't.
Oh, that's what those little things are. I was like, why do they make them so small? They don't transform, but they're
turn
heads.
into heads. Yeah, and then
that makes sense.
Power Master Optimus Prime, the leader class, if it follows suit with the originals, his little guy will turn into the engine that clicks onto the front of his chest, and it gives him powers beyond normal.
All right.
Yeah.
Were there any others from the set that you're looking forward to in particular?
Honestly, Blur, Chrome Dome, Mind Wipe, Wheelie, fuck, all of them. I'm not going to be able to buy any of them probably, but I'm looking forward to just about all of them. And that I got that Fortress Maximus.
Yeah.
I've got the original Fortress Maximus, and it's a cool toy. But looking at this thing, I'm like, fuck the old one. This thing is awesome.
Where are they selling these?
Everywhere, I think.
Everywhere?
Yeah, well, yeah. The Transformers are usually Toys R Us, Target, Walmart.
Toys R Us did have the exclusive Metroplex after
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, yeah.
So it
Usually-
might be Comic-Con for the...
Yeah, usually Comic-Con exclusives go to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Everybody is busy looking at photos
Yeah,
of the
sorry,
gallery
we're-
here.
You can't see it. Well, I was asking if that was Metroplex because I
Yes,
wasn't
that is
familiar with the
Metroplex.
character. I had
Yeah,
to make
Metroplex
sure.
is the
You need to find a better
giant
picture.
towering one
Yeah.
over. If you look at the
I
header
do-
photo.
This
I do
fucking
like
tall
the
man.
way they have
That's the biggest
Galvatron
Transformer.
looking now compared to what they did for the Combiner Wars Galvatron.
Yeah, that's the way Galvatron looks in the comic.
Yeah.
And it's just wicked. He just looks evil. Love it.
Any of these out on the shelves yet?
No.
Okay. Because I know some of the stuff we're going to talk about today is already out on shelves.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I came across the latest Transformers today. I saw Skylinks and Onslaught from the Combaticons this morning. And I almost bought Skylinks. I'm like, no, wife will kill me.
I like the robot mode on Blur. I think he looks really cool.
Yeah.
I like the fact that all of the whenever they're in vehicle mode, their hatch is open. You can put the figures in just like you could in the old days with the headmasters. It's really cool.
I like that the headmasters, when they're in robot form, they're sort of to scale with Fortress Maximus, so it looks like it's populated with robots all over it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely a choking hazard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's important.
Now, what do you guys think with the Hasbro's news on the new Star Wars toys?
So, lots of stuff coming from Star Wars. Some of it's already out, right? Actually, I take that back. Not that much coming from Star Wars.
I think this is more on the Black Series.
Racist.
Black Series and
the 3 3/4
Rebels and Rebels figures. Yeah.
Yeah, I am actually looking forward to more of the Star Wars Rebel figures for the 6-inch line. Like was it the
Sabine?
Well, Sabine looks great.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Ahsoka looks really good in the
Absolutely.
6-inch. Now here's my thing. I don't collect the 6-inch figures, but usually 6-inch comes first, and then you're going to get the 3 3/4 Black Series
Right.
a little further down the line.
We hope.
Typically,
Yeah.
I would really love to see the Black Series Ahsoka or Sabine in the 4-inch
Absolutely.
size, because I think they look great in the 6-inch here. And now some of these actually are of the 6-inch actually are on shelves. I've seen the Finn with the removable helmet. I've seen the
Yeah, I've got that.
Boba Fett's dad,
Django.
Django.
I haven't
Unchained.
seen Django yet. You found Django?
Yeah.
I found one Django and I found one Old Han.
I've been looking everywhere for those fucking things.
Really?
You know, if it's
Yes,
Han Solo,
everywhere.
Scott's got to have it.
No.
If
Nobody
it's Han
tells me
Solo, I've
anything.
got to.
Now, I have a question.
Okay, you guys, if you're out and about and you see Han Solo, please let me know.
Now, I have a question. Who is Darth Revan?
I don't give a shit. He's old Legends, old expanded universe, ancient. I think he's
Okay.
an ancient Sith Lord.
Is he going to
Question
be... This is way too early to be introducing anybody from Episode 8, so
No.
he's not going to have anything to do with the Knights of
No.
Ren or anything
No,
like that.
He's past. He's
So
no
he's-
longer part
It's
of canon.
it's fan service.
He's just an
really.
old canon figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know this. The canon doesn't apply to the movies, but that stuff's still out there. And
Yeah.
Exactly. You can
people
still read it.
Read that stuff and like
Yeah.
that stuff. I love that in some of these Toy Fair photos are still Constable what's his face, which nobody wants.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's only maybe about 8 6-inch Black Series and about 5 3 3/4 of just the regular Rebels figures, which is Kanan, Sabine, Inquisitor, Darth Maul, which I don't think we've seen in Rebels yet.
Not yet, but he
So
is coming.
he's coming, and then the Rebel Princess Leia.
And
I was actually surprised how Kanan looks on the Black Series Legend or the 6-inch compared to the Rebels toy itself. He looks really good.
he looks incredible.
Yeah.
He looks really good. And even the 3 3/4 inch, the Inquisitor, the Seventh Sister. I like the fact she comes with a removable helmet and a removable mask.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's great. That's really good detail. Surprising detail from Hasbro and their 3 3/4 inch line.
Yeah, apparently there's a Blade Builders spin action, and if you look at what they've got started here, it's half of a swastika. So I'm just thinking this blade builder continuing in 4. You get the most racist
Yeah.
lightsaber
Somebody didn't think that through.
in the galaxy. Good luck with that.
Collect all 4.
Yeah. I will say it's the Black Series Princess Leia has a terrible head sculpt. Does not look good at all. Very dude-ish. This goes back to sort of the
Anthony Kiedis 3 3/4 inch version of her from 1995.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
she looked just like Red Hot Chili Peppers guy Anthony Kiedis. Oh yeah,
anything like that comes close to Red Hot Chili Peppers is just horrible.
Look up 1995
because they are the worst band.
Power of the Force. Yes,
they couldn't
ever.
even give it away now. You know.
No.
Oh, he went there.
I went there.
Although you can find people at yard sales just giving them away now.
It's true.
Because everybody bought them in hordes and hordes, and thought these are going to be worth so much money, and then they're not.
I think one's still hanging up in my parents' garage.
Makes me kind of laugh about what about this round of
There's
Star
one
Wars?
in my toy room.
The deluge of licensed merchandise that came out for Episode 7. Like cut to 10 years from now when all the prequels are done and people have all this stuff that they think is going to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just saw the picture of
Leia.
Of Leia.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's bad.
So not much from Star Wars. How about Marvel?
No
Marvel.
vehicles either. No vehicles for Star Wars. Interesting. And nothing from Rogue One yet.
Marvel.
Now, we will talk more about Star Wars stuff when we get into Lego because they're hitting Star Wars heavy.
Yeah.
But we're still talking about Hasbro.
Hasbro and
what they're putting
Marvel,
out.
like I said from previous podcasts, Marvel's banging it out again.
They are killing it.
It is going to be massive flooding with characters we haven't seen, characters that were promised a few years back that now finally getting their chance to be released. A lot on the Legends line that
Just
are
look
coming
at the
out.
quantity of them coming
Oh, yeah,
out.
definitely.
Jesus.
Well, they're starting a new one, too.
With Civil War coming out, you got those versions. You have a new Deadpool coming because of the movie. It's getting attached to the X-Men's wave that will be out.
Okay.
So, new sculpts, new bodies. But, they're like I've said, they are killing it in the manufacturing for the figures for the Marvel.
I would say 2 things of note is they're bringing back the comic 2-packs.
Started seeing those this week.
2-pack
actually.
never goes away.
Yeah.
That's Biggie.
God.
Mike, you with me?
Huh?
He's still tripping on Leia.
Mike's engrossed in
I'm just looking at everything we're talking
Star
about.
Wars
I'm trying to
stuff.
catch up on everything.
So I said we're talking about 2-pack?
Two-pack,
Comic
two-pack
2-packs?
I was totally zoned out.
As one of the guys in the group that collects the Legends, my main focus is on the Spider-Man universe characters. And I'm really psyched the fact that we're going to get the Silk that was introduced in the Spider-Verse.
Really cool.
Oh, she
Really
looks
cool.
really good.
Yeah.
We're also going to get a armored Spider-Man that I haven't seen in a comic in almost 20 years, which I
I
was...
remember Iron Man having armor.
It
I mean
was
Spider-Man.
It was maybe for about, I'd say half a run back in '93.
Wasn't it? It was Todd McFarlane, wasn't it? It was his run.
I believe so. Yeah,
the silver.
It was 30th anniversary Spider-Man back when they introduced armored Spider-Man.
Okay.
So it was that time when they were doing the holographic cards and the imagery.
Is this Silk?
That is Silk.
So she looks like
Cobra Trooper.
She looks like
Female Cobra Trooper.
She looks like black and white Spider-Man in like the Secret Wars Venom. Black and white Spider-Man.
With Silk's backstory, she is Cindy Lou, who was actually bitten by
Cindy Lou who?
Jinx.
Oh, me a Coke.
She was bitten by the exact same spider that bit Parker that day.
What are the odds?
I know. But with her storyline, she was whisked away to the hospital, and they locked her away for as many years as she was locked away.
That is fucked up.
Her powers grew. She knew what she was. She researched. And when Spider-Verse came about last year, she finally broke free. But the funny thing was, in the comic book, when these Spider-Man and her got together, it was like screwing rabbits. They could not keep their hands off each other. For some reason, them being together was like pheromone crazy.
He wanted to give her a sticky web.
Yeah.
Since they were bitten by the same spider, that's kind of
also
incestuous.
A
Maybe
little bit, yeah.
Well, I wanted to go back real quick. The new thing that they're putting out are 12-inch Legends.
Yes.
Yeah, that was surprising actually.
Which the price point is about $50.
I can't afford an Iron Man hot toy, so this is perfect.
Exactly.
And looking at the detailed photos, they're physically they're constructed out of the same plastic as the 6-inch figures, same articulation, but better paint apps. They come with replaceable hands, and some of them come with replaceable heads. Not those.
Not those. That's like because Green Goblin is the only one that has junk in the front.
What Mike's looking at right now are, I think they're called the Titan 12-inch, where they just have the I think the arms and the legs move.
I call them the Mr. Bubbles soap bottles.
Yeah,
They do
they're great for little kids to get them in because they're cheap and they're big, colorful toys for little kids.
Green
but these are
Goblin.
more high-end collectible.
Yeah. It's almost like they just decided to use their 1-ups, their 2-ups, and go, let's make money off of these now.
I guess. We'll see how they do. They're only putting out a couple right off the bat. Spider-Man, Iron Man. I think there's a Hulk.
Yeah.
That's coming out, and I think an Captain America. So they're just doing a couple for the first wave, but we'll see how they sell and what they look like in person.
Yeah.
But they're not going to have this super duper realistic, clothing and material and
They're
stuff
just bigger versions of
Sideshow
Legends.
or Hot Toys does.
Green Goblin does.
But they are a big version of
Mike's obsessing over packages here.
of
not
what's
the right
already
ones.
coming out. So.
Yeah. The Iron Man looks great. I mean, because you're going to get something that looks plastic anyway. He doesn't need the real cloth or anything like that. So that's the one I want to get.
Miguel, what's the build-a-figure for the Legends that are coming out this year? I know they're already doing Red Onslaught, which is Onslaught with Red
The
Skull's
ones that
head.
have already come out this year?
And then what else is coming out with these waves? What are the build-a-figures that they're doing? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, unfortunately, I do not know off top.
So I'm going to say one of them's Kingpin. One of them is a giant Aunt Meg. Let's see, what else would be a good... Mike, what would you want to see as a build-a-figure? As a character?
Let me think. Green Goblin.
You want to see a giant Green Goblin?
Green Goblin.
No, they did the Hobgoblin, so they're not too far off. All right. Well, anyway, so that's it for Marvel. Let's move on. We have a lot more to cover. Let's talk about the other big guy in the toy world is Mattel. Real quick, what do you guys think about the rumor of Hasbro-Mattel merger? Which
Utter
gets
bullshit.
brought up about every 2 decades.
I heard about it about 6 months ago because my brother used to work for a toy company that subcontracted for him, and he said that it was in fact happening. Not that the merger was happening, but that they were in talks. Whether or not it's going to happen or not, he had no idea. He left the company before it happened. But
I think it was mid-'80s was the last time the talks came up, and then they fell apart very quickly and very hostilely from what I've read. So
they were very serious last year about this, and it was last year that they were talking about it. So I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see how that comes along.
gonna
But
we gotta keep them separated.
It's gonna
I agree.
happen.
I agree. I think if you put all your eggs into one basket, it's just going to get to be one big fucked up mess.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to have competition. You can't have a dictatorship. when it
Exactly.
comes to
Otherwise, we're going to end up with 3 3/4 inch, 5-point of articulation Spider-Man figures, and what the fuck good is that?
Yeah.
You know,
We don't even need it for Star Wars.
No, seriously.
So Hasbro owns the rights to all of the Marvel properties.
They license.
So
it.
Mattel owns all of the DC, and man, are they flooding the market with Superman, Batman.
They're over
stuff,
flooding.
and also Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And these first images that are coming out, you can actually see they're doing the multiverse, which are those $20 6-inch figures with pretty good detail on them. And they're probably going to do they don't call it build a figure, but a construct a
There's
figure.
a build a
again.
weapon. I know it's a second wave of the.
It's a bat grappling gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a build a prop.
Okay.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure.
I know that they're going to do a build a bat signal too. So there's
Yep.
a build a bat signal coming, and then
Which
they've
I
didn't
think
they
that's
do that
kinda
prior
cool.
in the past
do
with
too.
the bat signal?
They did, yeah,
Okay.
with Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises or the Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
I have a,
I think Dark
Dark Knight Rises.
I have
Yes.
a question.
Bane.
Are the manufacturers in tune with the people that are purchasing these toys? Or
They
are they just
don't give a
blindly? Are they
fuck.
just blindly putting stuff together?
They
And like,
just put
hey,
it
I hope
together.
this works.
We
Yeah.
got paid. Let's put it out. That's all they care
Because
about.
some of the figures, like for the Suicide Squad, they look nothing like the people from the movie, or even what you would expect them to look like at all.
Well, that could be a problem with who they hire to sculpt it and who, because the more maybe they couldn't get rights from the actor wanted too much money. Let's say Will Smith wanted $10 billion to have his image
Because it's
as
his
a
like- 'cause
toy.
it's his
So they do
likeness.
someone that's close, right? Rather than, and that's how things get off. I want to talk about the Joker, though. The images that are out with the Joker, especially with some of the higher end models and figures that McFarlane Toys or some of the others are putting out of the Joker that clearly show. I mean, it looks like Jared Leto.
Yeah.
But with all those goddamn tattoos,
Fucking hate those things.
I hate. I kind of don't want to go see Suicide Squad. I already am on the fence with even caring about it because it's not my world. It's not my characters. But I actively hate Jared Leto so much as an actor and kind of as a person because he's kind of a douchebag.
Oh, I've met him. He's a big
the way
douchebag.
that they've chosen to depict the Joker, I am not on board with, and I fucking hate it.
I haven't been since the beginning with the way he looks.
Exactly. And Harley Quinn, they've dragged her into it with the face tattoos and the whole bit too.
looks like
No,
a terrible,
it's not
like-
so bad on Harley because she has all her different looks from each comic series. she's
But
done.
this one looks like a
though.
cheap
But
stripper.
you can't notice it as
Yeah.
much as Joker's shit on him. You know?
That's true. It did take me a couple of viewings to finally
Yeah.
realize she had a damaged tattoo on her cheek, I think.
I don't fucking know. I think she looks trashy, and trashy is not hot to me. Like skinny,
That's not what
short,
you said
short,
to me.
trashy look. You know,
Yeah.
like that stripper
No,
thing.
that's
That's
tacky,
not
not
what I
trashy.
go for. You go with that sort of that bombshell, curvy, big boob looking Harley, and some of those other looks that she's had. Those are so much better.
Yeah,
Like the
she does
most
look
recent
trashy in
comic
there.
book version of her too,
Yeah.
drawn by Amanda Connor, is just fantastic.
Yeah. I've seen so many different versions of her wearing like leather corsets and boots and different stuff that would
Her
work so much
Injustice
better.
look
Yeah.
and
Well, even did you see the Bombshells version of all
Yeah.
those are fantastic. I would have loved to see
There's
that.
I forget where it is in the news. It was further down in the list. One company is putting out a whole version of Harleys from like alternate universe Harleys, and I think
it's
there's
from
little,
the comic line. So they got, I believe it's 7 different looks that Harley has throughout her comic
and
series.
they're
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah, they're all
and they're
kinda-
articulated too. It's not just like 5-point.
We'll get back to this. We'll get further down because I want to talk about. I think I saw it as part of the Batman animated series figures, which we would definitely talk about
Okay.
a little bit. So back to Mattel. Lots of the multiverse figures. Apparently, Mattel puts out Mega Block, which I was not
Really?
aware of.
Yeah.
And Mega Block is doing something new and bizarre. With I don't know what the name is. I can't pull it up fast enough. But they're sort of a Mega Block Build-A-Figure, where the
Really?
think of pop vinyl,
Oh my god!
but done with Legos. So it's got the big head and kind of a cartoony face.
It's fucking it's that what's that squared video game that all the kids are
Minecraft?
playing is- yes, it's fucking Minecraft.
Kind of.
He-Man.
Yeah.
And
but
Spock.
it's such weird properties because it's He-Man, Hellboy, Star Trek. Like it's
they
like all
just
these,
grabbed whatever they could grab for a
Yeah.
license.
Like,
Well,
what if
somebody needed to grab Star Trek because Playmates
and
fucked that up.
And you know, Minions is in there. I think Halo is in there. The Terminator is in there.
Oh wow!
And I'm intrigued.
Hopefully Predator's
but
not
they're
coming.
so weird looking. I can't.
Interesting. They all have lazy eyes where they're sleepy.
Yeah, I don't know. So
You notice that?
It's because the whole everybody's into the 8-bit pixelated crap now,
which
that
they need to
everybody's-
stop.
Yes.
If you're a parent that's exposing your kids to 8-bit and they think that that's awesome, stop. We lived through
It's-
8-bit,
it's-
and
if
we're
it's
so
done in the
happy
right
to-
way,
Nope, we were so
yes.
happy to get 16 and 32 and 64, and I don't know how many bits are in
These
a
kids have
PS4
to learn
now.
about what we went through.
All. We have
Okay,
all bits
that's the
now.
only
But
thing
if they
I
did
agree.
that with Pac-Man and Tron and all the Atari games, that would be one thing. Minecraft, on the other hand, oh my god,
they're just going, what's popular right now? That's the
Yeah.
only problem.
So
kids
Mattel,
are
they're-
stupid.
Mattel also
Not
has
your
the
kids.
Halo line for properties, so there's going to be another wave of 6-inch Halo figures, which, if you're into that, I think our Andrew collects
Yes.
all the Halo stuff, and they look okay. It's not my cup of tea. Mega Blocks for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, a lot of them have already hit stores. I even picked some up and put a picture on our Instagram of the turtles.
Quality control on those turtles are great.
I got a bad one.
Their masks work, though.
But
That's cool.
the play sets look pretty cool. The figures look great. They look very much like they're straight from the 80s or from the original
Now,
cartoon.
are you talking about the metal versions?
Both.
Or
I think that because the metal versions are a different type of turtle style, and then the
Okay.
plastic ones, and by metal, their shell is metal. The rest of the figure is plastic. But they're doing a Technodrome playset,
Which
Okay.
looks awesome.
which that's awesome to see. A
not
big
Terradrome.
Nope.
Technodrome.
For all of you people on eBay who don't know how to list or spell right, when I'm looking for Terrordrome parts for my G.I. Joes, and all I keep coming up with is turtles crap. So yeah, they're putting out a ton of Mega Block turtle stuff, and that's what they're hitting real heavy. No,
I want to see the Shell Razor. I know they did Shell Razor in Lego too, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
They're crossing the streams there a little bit.
The no Call of Duty sets displayed this year at Toy Fair, but they did show 1 or 2 Halo Mega Block sets. Toys for girls are coming out. There's these superhero...
The DC superhero
yeah,
girls.
they look
DC
fantastic.
superhero girls, which I think is great. They're action figures. They have kind of a bigger Barbie head, but they're definitely an action figure, and I think they look great.
Might
Yeah,
even got a
they're-
villain.
Which one of
great.
these are you going to
They're-
take home and be creepy with?
All of them.
Yeah, with these, they're molded after the Monster High doll molds. This is DC's way of trying to finally appeal to the girl side, since there's no specified girl-boy toy anymore, apparently. Only problem is those things are so hard to find right now. Apparently, they
wanna
are
know-
out.
You want to know why?
These are out already?
Creepy, grown-up men collectors. I'm not
Why
kidding.
are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Stop looking at me.
This does look like something you'd probably hide in that closet if those doors were still.
Seriously, I'm sure there's a
Not at all.
subreddit that you don't want to go to for
Oh,
the
God.
for-
I would proudly hang these on the wall.
Ugh.
Actually, I'm not going to buy
No,
any of them.
I'm
but
actually
I gotta say
looking
that the
for
Harley's cool.
pretty much all of them.
Now,
for
Miguel
each
has
kids.
daughters
Yeah.
that are age appropriate for these that I think would be great, and I'm sure they'd be totally into.
Oh yeah,
my
I mean they,
nieces-
they gave
Which
me the
is
list
a
already.
which is a good
Even
excuse
Diana
for you
gave
to
me the
buy them
list.
for yourself. Which is a good excuse you can use to buy them for yourself, so you're not questioned by the authorities.
He lives vicariously through
When
the children.
FedEx comes and says, "Are these for you, sir?" He says, "Oh."
I'll own it.
We'll skip past the loincloth section of Mattel toys, but they are putting out Masters of the Universe classics.
Well, with these, this one is actually more geared towards the cartoon itself.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you get the cartoon coloring, the cartoon sculpting look.
So just repaints of stuff that's come out?
No,
or-
actually,
some are new molds.
New molds for some of the heads.
that Skeletor looks pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a little more softened, a little less realistic.
This is actually going to be the last year for the Masters line. So this is their kind of like
Swan song.
pretty much.
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Trapjaw,
I won't buy a single
Lockjaw.
one.
What do I call him every time? Lockjaw.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
It's Trapjaw. He was actually one that I had as a kid that I remember playing with. And like, what is the name of this giant dragon that I'm in love with? Big dragon wearing a
Scroll
Scroll up a little bit
up.
more. No, down,
Or
down,
down.
sorry.
It's right there. Zoom in.
I can't. It just says Motu collect something or other. But yeah,
Doesn't say his name.
he's a giant dragon. I thought that he was a
You know,
convention
they-
exclusive.
With a Viking
They
helmet.
did release him a few years back.
thought so. I love it. It's a
this
relaxed-
is a new new sculpt on him.
I just want to find a size appropriate PS4 controller to put in his hands because he's in that
You got your
chilling,
gaming
sitting-
buddy.
right? He's just chilling and he's wearing his Viking helmet.
Kind of
That's-
like
I
the
love
old Melbolgia from Spawn.
it. Yeah,
But cooler looking.
More of the what do you call them? The
Monster
High girls. And now here's where I want to talk about
Yes.
some of my least favorite toys.
Please let me chime in right here. Who is that guy with the bow tie? Is that the Stay Puft Marshmallow
So
Man?
we're talking about the new Ghostbusters, and I'm just calling them the new Ghostbusters because it's the new 6-inch figures from the new movie that's coming out, and they have a. It's sort of like It's
Please tell me he looks.
Okay,
He looks
okay,
like.
hang on a
Can I
second.
can I
They-
chime in,
they
please?
took the logo and just turned him into a full figure.
He looks like an overweight Ku Klux Klansman
With a bow tie.
with a bow tie.
with a bow tie,
Going to a party.
and
We-
long ass
We
socks.
just lost the white supremacist group, so
Oh,
that's
well,
cool.
That's
Bye.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I want to know why he looks like a Klansman.
That is a terrible toy depiction
Okay.
of the logo.
Now, how many of you did you guys watch the old real Ghostbusters cartoon whenever you were growing
Yeah,
up?
when he popped
Yeah.
out and started walking.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
Right?
He
Because I
didn't
saw a
look-
lot of people freaking out saying this is the villain in the new Ghostbusters. And I'm
No,
like, no,
that's
it's
no.
the cartoon.
They're not going to put a
opening.
cartoon villain
Wouldn't
in
that be
with
awful?
They should. I mean, they should. I mean, they're already messing up the movie as it is, so you might as well do
No, but
that
if
too.
you guys-
I don't know that they're messing it up.
I don't
Even,
know.
I
but they
don't
haven't-
either. But my wife is even. She's like, "Fuck this." She's like, "The originals. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it to make a point?" And I said, "But Chris Hemsworth is the new Janine." And she's like, "Okay." I'll see it.
Unfortunately, with that new looking ghost, that is the main antagonist. I was watching a review from Toy Fair, and shout out to Pixel Dan. He did his review with everybody, and he was talking to the guys, I guess, in charge of this line. They said specifically, "This is our new antagonist for the the
That
movie. He's
can't
the
be.
new bad
So
guy.
Jerry the
Are
Klansman.
you fucking
So
kidding
Jerry
me?
the Klansman right here with the bow tie is the what is he gonna do?
Unfortunately.
All
Wow.
right. So Lego. Now this is a spoiler alert.
Okay.
But Lego put out their Ghostbusters set, and the Thor figure, the male Janine Hemsworth,
Yes.
Chris Hemsworth comes with a reversible head, so it's normal face on one side and it's ghoul face on the other. And Lego doesn't put stuff out unless it's actually in the product.
Oh, boy.
So Chris
Spoiler.
Hemsworth is going to probably end up being possessed at some point in the movie. Now, how important that plays out towards the movie, I don't know. It's a mild spoiler, but
Maybe he's
Since
maybe he's
Gozer-
our-
or
He's
something,
probably
or-
going to be sexually harassing the Ghostbusters.
But that's what kind of came to mind with the bow tie and knowing
Right.
that he's sort of a nerdy character. I was like, is Chris Hemsworth going to turn into Nerdy Ghost?
Oh God.
So
Never
I don't know.
Really? That's oh
Yeah.
my God. No. Stop it.
The rest of this, as we're scrolling through everything here, is just more multiverse crap.
I dig Supergirl
A
though.
proper Doomsday.
Proper Doomsday, a Supergirl that's straight out of the TV show.
It is a good-looking Doomsday.
How come they don't call him that in the movie that they're coming out with right now?
They-
We don't know yet.
Probably will. Who knows? Wait
More
for
wrestling
another trailer for
figures.
them to spoil more.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the last one that came out with Batman fighting in the warehouse.
That was badass.
I actually turned off about a minute into it because
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just showing me too much of the goddamn movie. I don't fucking Star Wars all over again. I don't want to know going into it.
Play by play. I think I've got the whole movie figured
Now,
out.
really
See?
quick for the wrestling figures that Mattel puts out as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of them doing their customizable figures now that you've seen in the stores?
I'm going to
where-
put the mic down because I don't give a shit.
Where you change the arms and change the heads and
I
that
mean,
kind of stuff.
one of these or customizable figures almost looks like a green Frankenstein. Some have all this armor.
I'm assuming somewhere there's a kid. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not being racist. Every time I've seen anybody, no, I want to preface because it's going to come
Here you
across
go.
sounding weird.
Here you go.
Okay.
Every time anybody says that I'm not trying to be racist, it's followed by the most racist thing you've ever heard in your life. No. Anytime I've ever seen anybody in any store buying wrestling figures, it's been young Mexican boys. Young Hispanic males.
Puerto Rican boys.
Right, like probably 13, probably like 10 to 13,
I
somewhere in
resemble
there.
Young
that
Hispanic
remark, but I
boys
don't agree.
and
I'm
older.
not kidding. And I travel a lot for work. I go into a lot of different like Target, Walmart, Toys R Us, all over the state.
Yeah.
And that's who. Anytime, normally no one's looking at them, no one's picking them up. But anytime anyone's looking at them, that's the demographic that's going,
Or-
and they go ape shit for them. So, Mike, you're the closest we have
let
to
me
a
say-
13-year-old
let me
Hispanic.
say it like this: it's either that,
It's the luchador
Okay.
it's a
thing.
luchador thing, or it's older Catholic priests that are looking for these figures.
Sorry, that was loud.
I mean, is it because they don't sell soccer action figures, or I mean, goal?
Holy shit.
All right, now we're going in the wrong direction. Lastly, they have more product photos of the
Thundercats.
Thundercats, more of Lionel's bulge.
Yeah, click on
And,
it.
no, and I don't want to enlarge, but Lionel's bulge. But yeah, so we got more.
No, the detail on Mumra actually looks pretty damn
Yeah, I was gonna
good.
say I was
really
looking for
does.
that.
I will
the
say
character. Can you
that
go back?
now, based on all these, they're all really good sculpts
Can we see this one?
right there. So I'm
He's
I'm
looking
clicking
at-
on it.
clicking on
It's
Mumra.
waiting to load. So just talk about
He
something
has
while it's
well,
loading.
he has dial-up. So, folks, if you want to look at
No, the
Internet.
website we're on is actually particularly slow because I think they
that looks
uploaded
pretty
high-res photos. Yeah, it's a really good sculpt. You know what I find interesting? This is super like nerdy and dumb.
Okay.
So these are all mock-ups that they showed. These are not finished products for the most part.
Of course not.
So when people go to these the events, Comic-Con, Toy Fair, whatever, and they're taking super high-res, like 5,000 by 4,000 pixel photos, you can see like the paint scratches around the area.
Yeah.
You can see little bumps in like paint. Like you can see how sloppy
and
up
the-
close the mock-ups are. And I actually kind of like that. I'm like, oh, it looks really cool. Somebody made that.
Other thing is they put so much more paint apps on those mock-ups than they actually do on the product whenever you
Oh
get it
yeah,
in the mail.
this is what gets you, and
buy
then you're
it.
waiting for it, and
Yeah.
then when the product's right there on the shelf, you're like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
That's
It's not
happened?"
as
Well, and
detailed.
It's the mail away figures too, the subscription ones, because I subscribed to one of the DC ones, and I was all pumped because I went to Comic-Con, I saw these figures, they look great, and then I got my first one in the mail. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It looks like something oh god, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, So, you know what I did want to say? Oh, they're called Kubros. Those weird Mega Block big head characters. They're called Kubros.
Like bro.
I guess.
Cube.
But one of them is Ripley in a power loader, which I thought was awesome.
That's kind of cool.
And I was like, no, I might buy. You know what? Let's just jump right now.
to it.
Which I forget the name of the company, but they are doing 3 3/4 scale.
Oh God, this
Space
is so...
Marines.
Here we go.
And alien figures, and I am in love.
And they are articulated Joe style.
Yes, they
When
are.
you can't get your
really?
Joes, this is what
Actually,
you get.
if you look at them
Hiya.
closely around
Hiya toys.
the hip joint, they're actually more like the Marvel universe.
Okay.
The,
Well, I mean,
those,
the point is, they're not.
But yes, they're not
the
5-point.
reaction figures. They're not. These are full articulated action figures.
They look
great
great.
paint apps, good camo and weapons and accessories
far.
on them.
The power loader itself is just a thing of beauty.
But
That's
they
wicked
have a
cool.
power loader for a 4-inch figure, which I already am like, I'm getting 2 of these.
Do you remember the original toy that was like that, the power loader that they came out with?
I don't remember an original.
I remember it.
You remember, right?
Yeah.
I had it. I just don't remember how articulate it was.
And then other ones that I don't care about are articulated alien figures.
The face huggers,
with the
dog,
pods
the
and
dog
and-
aliens.
So yeah, I mean those they're coming out with those. In
They're
the same
also,
scale.
I think, if I was reading correctly through more of the article, they are going to be coming out with the Space Marines vehicle that they had in that first one.
Ooh, you made a custom like that once.
There's
kind
a couple
Yeah,
of people have
kinda.
used
cool.
the GI Joe Rhino, I believe it is.
like
and
they'll cut
done
them in
customs on
half,
it, yeah.
extend them, and
So yeah, these are coming out from. Let me scroll back up to the Hiya Toys.
So when you can't get your
Thank
Joes,
you,
you
Hiya.
can get these.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I think some of these are probably going to go quick for army building purposes.
Is there a specific location these are going to be sold at, or are
I
these?
think these might just be online only.
Okay.
Well, I'd buy them online.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So anyway, so that was awesome.
Yeah,
That
those
we
are very cool
skipped away
news.
ahead to that. Let's talk about NECA for a minute. Not
Ooh, NECA.
a couple of us in the group when we do the bigger podcast groups. They collect NECA. Miguel, you did the Predator NECAs, correct?
Yes. They're focusing more on the 90s Predator from the comics and some of the later toys.
That's actually something that I noticed as a theme through all of Toy Fair from this year is retro. Like there is so much product coming out from the 80s and 90s that's just straight up just modernizing that classic look for so many things. And I was kind of surprised by how much is going to be coming out this year.
Did you see in any of these pictures the 8-bit series that they got coming?
Yes. And we'll get to that in a minute. But here's the 8-inch or 6-inch NECA Ripley and power loader, with also some giant ass aliens.
Yeah, it's the Red Queen and then the regular version Queen.
Is the Red Queen from something?
No, it's just a different color.
Okay.
I mean,
And we got more of those the security guards from what is that, Resurrection or whatever the third one is that nobody likes to talk about.
Alien
Okay.
3.
Yeah. Some more cool Predator ones. This company, one from NECA, I mean, is they're doing die-cast vehicles from Alien.
Okay.
So these are going to be smaller, but they look really detailed and really good. And you've got like the drop ship and a bunch of other stuff. They're the cinema machines. So yeah.
Okay.
And they're putting out like 13 or 14 new ones for that. So that'll be pretty cool from NECA. But NECA's hitting the same stuff as always. Predator. I just said Predator, and I'm looking right at Terminator.
Terminator.
So we've got some
usual.
more Terminator
They
figures.
have their usual lines, but it seems this year they're actually kind of branching out a little more. They do have the Rocky movie that they're expanding upon.
Yeah, they have 2 different Rockies and 2 different Mr. T's.
DC. They're actually going to be releasing some DC characters
See Fat Batman on
and
there.
some
Also
Marvel characters,
Batman and Harley. Yep.
as well as Weird Al. This is the one I'm excited
That's
for.
pretty fun.
Now,
You
Weird
get
Al,
retro 80s head
Isn't that
owl,
the Devil's Reject as well, the clown?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
got Captain
get-
Howdy.
Sorry.
Captain
Y-
Spaulding.
And
Captain
Spaulding.
Spaulding.
sorry.
Get it
Howdy
right.
was an exorcist.
Whatever. Yeah, Captain Spaulding, and then you've got Leatherface in there. But yeah, Weird Al with both old and modern heads. Now these, I'm going to give them props, at least on their mock-ups, look great. They are
Yeah.
spot on with old and new.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Post LASIK
That's
Weird Al.
That's pretty detailed.
They look
what
great,
would-
and it comes with an accordion.
What
Which
would really be great if they kind of continued with a Weird Al line and did the UHF figures.
Did you see the little sign? It said clothed figure. So does that mean he has like a naked figure too? If you want to get
well,
it,
no,
think
it's
it's
just that
realistic
they actually
clothing.
come with clothing. Now, this I want to complain about is that Bill and Ted, Bill and Ted's Excellent
I missed
Adventure.
this
They
one.
look terrible.
Their heads are awful. Doesn't look like either one of them. They're terrible.
They're almost like cartoon.
I don't know, like face mush. He
Holy
looked like,
shit.
that's hilarious.
I mean, Bill. Wait, which one? Yeah,
Bill S.
is
Preston,
the
Esquire.
guy from Lost
Ted
Boys.
Theodore Logan.
He's not Keanu.
Together we are.
Not Keanu. Looks like his
Stallion.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but the theme song to our podcast
Yes, I
that
have.
plays underneath our opening and closing credits is from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. No, I'm sorry, Excellent Adventure. Sorry, I just brain farted.
Our
It's-
podcast will save the world.
It's Come Play With Me by Extreme, which is an awesome band.
Yes,
and
it is.
Austin, somewhere Austin just got a half boner.
Oh, I think it was full.
His ears perked up. Somebody talking about Extreme?
His Lego table just hit.
So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bill and Ted.
Yes.
And
But those look like caricatures of the bad caricatures.
they're not very good sculpts. The
terrible.
likenesses are not on at all. So
They need to not have the smiles. They need to just be straight. Maybe it would be better. Oh my
Ted
god.
looks like he works at Panda Express.
that's very specific. 2 item or 3 item?
2 item or 3 item.
Do you want chow mein?
You
my
you have to look this up. That's what he
Wow.
look. He does look like he works. No extra sauce for you.
Yeah, right. I will say they are
Oh,
doing 80s style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures
movie.
from the movie.
It looks awesome.
TMNT.
Yeah, those look real good.
And they look great. I'm super excited for those. I'm hoping who was Corey Haim? Was he
Donatello.
Donatello? I'm hoping the Donatello comes with a little bag of Coke
Oh my gosh.
and you know
And
like
hooker wives.
comes with like a rehab admission papers and stuff. Like that. Here's another complaint. I think it's cool, but they're doing
Is this Ash?
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yes.
But they have sculpted the shit out of his face, and he looks like a wrinkled raisin.
They need to back off. a
No,
little bit.
he's,
Are you
He
sure
doesn't-
that's not Bruce Campbell without
does
makeup
that?
on for
I
the
think
show?
I think
Possibly
they've
like
confused
his.
and they've taken the head from Bubba Hotep, where he played 80-year-old Elvis.
that's what they probably did.
Oh my God!
It looks terrible.
Because the figures,
That's an awesome
you know,
movie, by the way.
Yeah.
it's a little slow, but a very good movie. But yeah, I mean, the figure itself looks great. Doesn't look like clothing; it's all plastic.
Okay.
The figurine, very accurate to the TV show. But the heads, they made him look like he's 90.
Yeah.
So, because this dude right here that we're looking at, and you're not because you're listening. This dude is not getting any action at all. But
Well, to be honest,
whereas Ash,
he wasn't in the show either.
yes, he certainly was.
His boomstick.
He had
went
game.
down.
Watch the show.
Oh, that's true. The first episode. No, I watched every episode
Oh,
of
I
it.
didn't know if you watched it. or
Demon in
not.
the bathroom.
Ash, here's
Yeah.
action figures I don't understand are Hateful Eight action figures.
It's what's out right now.
You know,
I mean,
oh sure, all right, great.
Simon Belmont,
So, and then-
Castlevania.
This is what you were talking about. Is this part of the 8-bit
Yes,
that you were
the
talking
8-bit
about?
series.
So they're doing an 8-bit Conan.
What the hell?
They're also doing the 8-bit Contra, which we talked about in a previous
Conan, my ass. It's Simon Belmont.
What did I
fool.
say?
That
I
looks,
said,
Conan.
well, who is it?
Simon Belmont
From
from
what?
Castlevania.
Oh, I don't play that.
it looked like Conan.
I got nothing.
It kind of looks like 8-bit Conan. He's here. He wants to hear the lamentations of the women. This is the one that this is the only set that I want to get from NECA, which
Imagine if they came out with that backdrop playset too.
Oh my God, the backdrops on some of these are
It
great.
doesn't come with that?
No,
No, it's just the figures.
Oh, so they're just showcasing
but again,
it.
look at the head sculpt. He's like gorilla, like angry dude for the Contra sets. But I like them. They even come with the cool weapons.
It's
with
a rugged Quinn from Joe.
how like the red bullets would disperse and stuff. So looking forward to that. All right, I think that's enough for NECA. We could go on with them all day, but basically it's the same stuff you've already seen. They're also doing Christmas Story stuff and
As much as I love that movie,
Uncharted
I just couldn't buy it.
and a bunch of other things, Little Big Planet, stuff like that. So they got a lot of properties. You can find the full list of all that stuff off of our
Pop
Facebook
culture
page.
stuff.
Loyal Subjects is hitting it.
Finally revealing.
Now, the video that's on the page for loyal subjects that's on the
Their web
toy
page,
show,
yeah.
right? It was actually shared on Facebook, I think a day or two before, or maybe it was actually the Friday of Toy Fair.
Okay, like preview
that
night.
somebody
or so.
on their cell phone just sort of walked around and videotaped
Yeah.
everything and put it all up, and they showed all the product, all the He-Man that's coming out. I will say the He-Man figures look great, and because He-Man's like a weird muscular kind of thing, I
It
think
works for that.
they lend themselves to that really
Yeah.
small, big-headed kind of, because these things are only 3 inches tall, Mike. You got to understand, they're really small, and they come in a blind box. Scott, how do you feel about blind box?
Fuck them.
Right?
Yep. Wow. I would buy every
through
single
the
one of
crease,
these. Exactly. If I knew what I was buying, I'd buy every fucking one of these things. But
Here's the thing.
I'm not going to spend that much money on something
And
I
then
might
get
get
doubles,
triplets
triples.
of.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
really
idea.
depends if you're gonna collect them all. You might as well just buy a full case of it.
But you're not guaranteed in that case to
They
get
don't
all
have
of them.
all the
But you
separate
have
ones.
more of a chance to actually get more of what you're looking for instead of.
Fuck them.
Who came up
but
with
then
this,
I'm gonna
who
end up
came
with-
with this concept to just blind box
I wish I
everything?
knew who to blame. It's been around for a couple of
It's
years.
all the damn scalpers and stuff that figured out the damn serial numbers, so they just said fuck the numbers and let them go after it.
That's true. Because
Well, there's
we used to
also-
be able to look at the serial numbers on like the GI Joe. Yeah. and-
Yeah, which that took them
Creo.
3 waves to figure out. It wasn't until wave 4 that they stopped taking the serial
Yeah.
number off. No, but I think it stems from people going out and picking out of the case. Like, look at the multiverse figures for Batman versus Superman versus Wonder Woman versus Aquaman versus Doomsday.
Cyborg versus Flash versus
Right.
Zod.
We're not going to call it the Justice League movie.
And Darkseid's there.
I'm off my point. So, those waves, which have armored Batman, regular Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, gone. Can't find her because everybody goes in and pulls her first from the set. So I think that's how Blind Box and Blind Bag came about, is so that you don't know what you're getting. You can't just pick the most valuable one. But it's also a brilliant sales thing, because now you're going to buy 3 or 4 times as many
Then you would regularly
than
do
you
that.
regularly would to get the one that
But,
you want.
but what's the price point?
Oh
It's
my
like-
God, they're like $12.99.
See, here's the other problem with this, though.
$12.99.
You're not guaranteed to get what you're looking for. There's like, you just keep getting the same character. Like,
Yep.
it's just, and that's the problem.
And so you go into like comic book shops where they buy these in bulk, and they'll actually open them up.
Yeah,
and,
even
and-
GameStop
and
does
know
it.
which
They'll
one
open
you.
it up.
But
Oh,
then
do
you're
they?
paying more to get the one that you want. Especially when Mike, you know what a chase figure is?
No.
So let's say they put out a case of 48. 1 in 48 is going to be a special one.
It'll be a gold skeleton.
And
It's
then-
the stripper you really want.
Gotcha.
Right, and then like
gotcha.
1 in 9. So it'll be like, let's say it's G.I. Joe. All of them. The normal one is Cobra Commander in
You
a,
want
in a
that alley
helmet.
viper. You want, but
1 in 48 will be Cobra Commander in a hood.
oh,
But then
you get
1
that
in 90.
one.
But then 1 in 96 will be black Cobra Commander in a hood. Racist. So that's how those are called chase figures,
Not
where
a
they're
theme,
super
people.
rare. Whereas normally it's like a 1 in 4. Or
You'll get what you're looking for.
Yeah. But yeah, blind box, and so unfortunately to loyal subjects, they don't get my money because I go to aftermarket to get what I want.
I won't buy a single
And
one of them.
honestly, I've actually paid under their retail for everything I've ever bought for them
wow.
going
Yeah.
off of eBay.
We love your products. We just don't like the way
The way you sell them. Now,
Yeah.
Loyal Subjects did a Black Friday sale where they put up 4. Actually, they did a whole bunch of stuff, but I was only looking at the G.I. Joe stuff. They did some alternate versions of 4 G.I. Joe characters.
Okay.
It was like radioactive Snake Eyes. It was it was like a Arctic version of Firefly, the different
Okay.
Baroness, something like that. I bought those.
Okay.
Here's my money. I know exactly what I'm getting. I know it's going to be like a year before they show up because this is just, they're still in production and making them. But
Yeah.
I knew exactly what I was getting. They had other stuff there that I was like, I don't want that. I'm not buying it. I want this. I bought it.
Yeah.
And it's so aggravating that and so we talk about this every podcast, and eventually so email your congressman or email Loyal Subjects or tweet at them or whatever the kids are doing these days. Flash chat them. Is that a thing?
Flash.
One of these days.
It's
It's
gotta-
probably going to be a thing
Fuck,
now.
I need to go register flashchat.com
You really should.
before
It's like
this goes.
Snapchat just with naked people.
Right? It's just all boobs and dick pics.
oh,
Pretty
wow.
much what
So
Snapchat
chat
is.
roulette. Chat roulette.
It's chat roulette, but in a
on the phone.
flash chat. I like that. Anyway, so Loyal Subjects is I'm really killing it with the product they're doing.
Got Transformers coming out now, and they're all really
well. Their display though showed
articulated.
their Wave 1 Transformers. I think they were just showing all of their product. I'm not sure they have any new Transformers coming out, and mostly it's all Ninja Turtles, He-Man, and G.I. Joe coming out for this year.
Yeah.
But what I like that they're doing with G.I. Joe that they're not doing with other figures are play sets and vehicles.
Look at that Copperhead. Fuck, that's cool.
Vamp.
Yeah. So other than just taking fucking forever, which, make it right, take your time, but fucking hurry up. They're doing a Vamp, a Fang helicopter, and a Watchtower, which I think are super cool.
I'm sure they'll all be blind bagged.
And God damn it, the Baron! I'm not paying $30 for a blind box vehicle.
It'd be
play
cool
set.
though. You put it together like you did the old Vamp and Fang and all that. Came with
That'd be
blueprints
cool.
and all
I
that.
think the
That'd be
way these are
badass.
made, they're probably going to come fully assembled and not be quite.
It'll probably be like the Funko Pops, where that's an entire set right there, so you don't have to worry about finding clutch.
That would be nice.
He comes with
I
it.
would buy the fuck out of that.
We'll be talking about Funko in a minute. They have a crazy amount of new stuff that's coming out this year, including vehicles and play sets with some of their stuff. So, G.I. Joe, that's where it's at.
That's the only place G.I. Joe's
No.
So let's talk about that real quick. There was news, Miguel, you want to talk about that apparently Hasbro, in their press release and stuff, there's no G.I. Joe product coming from Hasbro this year.
Yeah, apparently remember a few podcasts back we were talking about how they did the fan poll of making a figure from a
Yes, there were 4 that you could vote on.
and then they decided that the female character was the one that they were going to make. So I gotta research more into this, but from what I am hearing and reading on things is that is going to be the Comic-Con exclusive for G.I. Joe.
And the only thing they're releasing.
Because other than that, they're focusing on this crossover universe that they have for the Mask, G.I. Joe, Micronauts. So we won't probably...
they gave
Visionaries.
Visionaries. They announced movie products.
Can I speak up for just a second
Yeah.
on this thing? Okay, they specifically want to cross over Micronauts, Visionaries, Mask, G.I. Joe. Transformers, no. Okay? Now, you take Micronauts, and Micronauts would mix wonderfully with Transformers. G.I. Joe, whatever, with Mask, okay, I guess they could do it, whatever. But where the fuck does Visionaries come in with it? Because, I mean, Visionaries...
That takes place in like...
The super future.
It's super future that has regressed to ancient
they
medieval
destroyed
times.
their world,
Exactly.
and
they're
had to
back
start over.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Cobra wins? And then it's like a million years in the future, and all of a sudden they're a visionary? How are they going to cross this shit over?
Please give us some
couldn't tell
quality
ya.
G.I. Joe product. Release the rest of the Vault figures that you guys did not release. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, but they will. But they'll place it in with 3 packs of other things that you don't give a shit about, and call it the 51st anniversary selection, or 52nd, because they're skipping the 51st year.
Yeah, well, they skipped from 30 to 50 because they're like, well, we're going to do the 1980 toy timeline and do a 30th anniversary, and then 3 years from now, we're just going to skip to the 12-inch 1960s toy figure timeline and give you the 50th anniversary. What?
Well, I got a question. What if they just totally do away with G.I. Joe and they stop manufacturing them?
I think that needs to
I'll
happen
kick you
for
in the fucking nuts.
I think it needs to happen for a couple of years in order for them to finally figure shit out.
It's gonna happen. I mean,
Sadly,
regardless.
I think it needs a rest and a rebirth in a couple of years.
I'm pointing at Miguel. You had created some custom future version of some G.I. Joe figures. You gave me one of them, and it was like Flint's love child with Lady J or something like that.
Oh, the Melissa Fairborn one.
Yeah.
I mean.
No, you made the guy. It was a guy he had the skull.
Oh,
The
okay.
Caitlyn Jenner one.
Exactly. Shut up. But that, I think, is something they need to do. They need to stop with the Dukes and the Snake Eyes and the Flints and all that, and they need to just give us something
Original
New
completely
characters.
different.
Yeah.
Even if it's not Cobra anymore, have it. You could do Snake theme if you want, but end the G.I. Joe versus Cobra for a little while and just give us something new, because you don't know what the fuck
So a
you're
new
doing
antagonist
anymore.
then. So a new antagonist.
Even borrow from
Yeah.
Action Force and do the
Red Shadows.
Red Shadows.
Red
That would
Shadows.
be great.
And do a
Hell,
whole-
even just Destro's Destro.
Grenadier.
So like an
Grenadier.
offset of the original character.
Cobra Commander is captured or killed or something like that, and somebody else rises
Exactly.
up to take his place. But General Hawk is now 70 years old. He can't fucking pick up a gun
They
anymore.
go and get the new recruits.
Well,
Get
that's
the
where
new
they
recruits in.
should take it, but there's nothing to back that.
Now, I think they actually missed a huge opportunity in tying in the toys with the comics because IDW about 2 years ago sort of rebranded G.I. Joe into more modern sensibility. They almost kind of look like superheroes, and it was a really limited run because I thought the art was terrible, but the story was good.
Yeah, it was.
But they new designs and they
New
even
characters.
They had even worked in
Hashtag.
that Cobra Commander had died and come back as a new person filling his shoes and like and it was a good design. Like where's that action figure? Where's
Yeah.
these, and they just miss it. It's like a bastard stepchild that they just won't give attention to bring it back up to where it once was.
Mad props to Larry Hama for his, what he does now, trying to carry the torch. But he just needs to stop, and they need to carry on with some new something.
This all stems from being at JoeCon last year, or the year before, the one that was in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think it was the one that was in Texas, and meeting the new CEO of Hasbro, and we're gonna give you guys what you want, and I'm holding out hope. I'm praying that he's telling the truth, but it doesn't seem like it. It's be that fan service. Do for Joe what they did for Deadpool's movie. Okay. That is what you want to do for that.
Let
fan
Michael
service.
Bay direct it.
Screw that.
No, Michael Bay loves the military. If you look at the first Transformers,
That's the best G.I. Joe movie I've ever seen.
you take all the Transformers parts out and watch just the military stuff. Great.
Okay, I see your point on that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, with what he does very well. It's when you give him properties that he shouldn't have his hands on that he does really terrible with, which I think Transformers is. So, getting back into toy show news, we're almost at an hour already, but we've got a couple more things we want to talk about, so this is going to be a little bit longer episode.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about some of the smaller companies that have toys coming out that I think they're probably going to be put out in limited release. May have to track them down, but we're going to put out all the information for everyone we can. The first one I want to talk about is called Mythic Legions, which is kind of a fantasy,
like a World of Warcraft,
swords and
Warhammer.
Sandals. Warcraft is another one where you've got like trolls, but a lot of the characters are what's the term? Humanoid animal.
Okay.
What
like a hybrid.
Well, no. There's a specific
The
word.
Animorphs.
Something like where it's a human body.
Interesting.
Hey, I got a 13-year-old who likes Animorph anime, so there you go.
Anamorphic, I think, is probably the term that I'm looking for. So yeah, I mean,
I've never heard that.
So you've got knights, but they've got like deer heads and stuff like that, or you've got one that's like a cat. Like this one in particular is a skull with antlers on it, but they look.
That was Holiday Skeletor.
But I mean, and you've got knights that it's actually an eagle, with like cool talon feet and an eagle head, wearing armor and all this stuff. They look great, and I'm sure these definitely have a market out there for
whoever
them.
created these watched too much of that 90s movie with the kangaroo samurai warriors. You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah, I do. It looks like these were sculpted by the Four Horsemen. I've seen a lot of the mock-ups of these, and I didn't know that they were still coming. Yeah,
they are really good looking.
Yeah,
and
it's
just trying to
it
find
looks
that
like
niche.
you've got on one side of the army they're all birds. So you've got like a finch and a cardinal and an eagle and stuff like that, but they're all birds in armor.
It's Angry Birds, medieval edition.
Shit.
I was just gonna say it's MLB, but I mean,
I don't know what MLB is.
Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, the card.
The card.
Duh.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then looks like some of the bad guys are like like bulls and boars and stuff like that. So it's like birds versus
Deers.
air animals versus land animals, that kind of stuff. Anyways, the point is, check these guys out. Their stuff looks really cool. Next from Diamond Select Toys. I guess they got the X-Files.
Okay.
And we talked actually about this Casual Day Mulder and Scully figures on a previous podcast. But they're also doing, what are those called? They're not Legos. They're kind of...
The Kubricks.
Yeah.
Kubricks? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Geo collects all those. And so they've got the Smoking Man, Mulder Scully, some alien thing, kind of like that. All the new Ninja Turtles, superheroes, that kind of stuff. So...
Was it you that pointed out what Mulder looks like in this?
Oh yeah. Go back to the picture of Mulder, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does that not look
he
like a 2-page version of Homer Simpson if he was a real person?
Dead on. Julie, I
That's
showed that to Julie,
hilarious.
and she's like, "Oh my god, it is."
That's Homer Simpson all the way.
It's Homer Simpson with hair in real life, like when they do him like in that weird 3D in a real world kind of thing. So yeah, and then you got Angry Scully.
Have you guys been watching the X-Files?
Yes, and we're going to talk about that in our next episode,
I
where we
will-
have
I
the
will-
big
Keep
group.
it in lock and key.
Remix.
Lock and key.
Remix.
Which unfortunately, the next time we record is going to be the day before the season finale.
Yes.
So I'm like, but yeah, I can't wait. It's been great.
Yes.
Just to chime in there.
Well, I just missed the last episode.
Yeah. you
We're on
should-
4, right?
Yep. So yeah, it's Diamond Select, and they're doing like the Muppets figures. They're doing the Nightmare Before Christmas figures. The Muppets ones look kind of cool because they're articulated, so I'm sure that's got a lot of potential to it. And have you guys been watching the Muppets TV show?
Yes.
No.
I've really been liking it.
On the fence. On the fence about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now maybe you can tell me about this.
I need to watch more.
They're doing like Iron Man, Captain America, but it looks like crazy articulated, well painted.
The Diamond Select have always done the Marvel.
Yeah.
Are these going to be tall?
I think
Or, like
they're
how
like
big?
8 inches instead
Yeah,
of
they're
6
about
inches.
8. These are the ones
they
you
the ones that
usually
do the
find
one
at Disneyland or the Disney
Disney
stores.
stores.
Oh, okay.
Which I found a Black Widow today at Walmart.
Are those
Really?
those ones
Yeah.
that come with like a little
Yeah, the
display
stand
kind of
dio.
just dio
Yeah.
piece? Like, I actually kind of really like some of those.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Hulkbuster out that's right now that I fucking hate.
Yeah. Oh, the Build-A-Figure Hulkbuster? Or are you talking about
no,
the Diamond
like the
Select?
Diamond Select has a Hulkbuster that's out that it's not from the movie. It's a weird design on it. It looks kind of like his head's kind of pushed in
it's
weird.
the comic version. They go more off of if it's not slated for that movie, they do the comic versions of
Yeah.
them.
I think my Hulk that I have on display is one of those, and it's badass.
I got you. But yeah, okay, so these are the 8-inch ones.
Yeah.
They look great. They usually go for about $25, which I think is a fair price point.
Yeah.
Considering 6-inch figures with less detail and no dio display piece are $20.
You know, and also you can get a lot of these on clearance at GameStop. You just go to
Oh,
GameStop
really?
and look in their little clearance bin. You can find Bucky Cap and stuff like that.
I found a lot of them through Disney once or twice during the year. Went for like 25% off, which made them a lot better. But even in like comic book shops, they're not marked up to crazy prices. They're like very
they're pretty
realistic. So, so we'll move on from Diamond Select. Most of it's just more of those Kubro. No, not
The
Kubros. Kubricks. I wonder if Kubro stole that name.
Is that Barbara from Gotham up
Yes,
there?
I guess they're doing their
Fuck her.
yeah, Deadpool statue stuff like that. But I just that Barbara. I thought she was gonna be written. I'm fucking Holly Berry is coming. No, is that right? Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Whatever.
Can't stand her.
No.
She was terrible.
What are you
I
talking
guess
about, Kevin?
New Gotham figures. You've got wonky-eyed young Bruce Wayne. I hope the actual figure's better than the mock-up. So, hey, if any of you guys, this is super off topic. Remember we were talking about Admiral Akbar and he had the weird head? It's a trap.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen him in person?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Sorry, I don't know what. I just thinking of Wonky made me think of Admiral Akbar, and I was wondering if he had come up yet.
If they're really going to do that Pez head on him.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Let's talk about Bluefin for a second, Scott. I thought of you, and that's why I pulled this particular set up.
Oh, their Samurai universe.
It's Star Wars Samurai. What are your thoughts?
Too expensive. Because I've seen, I saw the Darth Vader, and I've seen the Boba Fett, and I've seen the Stormtrooper, and they're just so expensive.
What do they usually go for?
They were like $80 whenever I saw
Holy
them.
crap!
Yeah. And they're not that big either. I mean, these are more along like the 6-inch scale, maybe 5.5.
So yeah, pre-order on Boba Fett is $90.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
I'm good. I'll look at the pretty pictures.
For something that's kind of weird and unique. That's still
it's niche-y.
way too. That's very nichey.
The Darth Vader was very cool, but not
worth that.
No.
Well, they're doing Bluefin. I guess they do.
That's like the cartoon.
Details. They're doing a cartoon style.
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They're Tamashii Nation, which are SH Figure Arts.
Yeah.
Those are the
okay.
Japanese anime figures.
Yeah, they also do like those display, like lightning bolt and the crash.
Yeah, the
around and
Tamashii
stuff like
effects.
that.
And
yeah.
And they also did the current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, didn't they?
Yes.
And those were amazing looking, but not $90.
Now, Miguel, you had posted a picture of one of these. It was the forearm guy from Mortal Kombat.
Guru?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are just more those action figures that I guess are going to be crazy expensive.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about that, I mean, for collectors, NECA is like kind of the next best thing with the articulation, the extra hands. But Tamashii and SH Figure Arts, they're the ones who really go into for that super detail and giving you, like, if it has 5 different hand changes from a movie, you're going to get 5 hand changes from
facial expressions.
Are they the company that do the 112? Like, you know, the Judge Dredd that I have? The series is actually called 112.
No, I'm not sure on that, but they do have a Judge Dredd that they do that it's, I mean, it's super articulated, and all the stuff he would come with, like you'd see in the movie, he comes with that. So I think he goes for like 115.
Wow. Yeah, because the 112 one that I got, the figures go for about $60, which is kind of like what. But they're like small sideshow. They actually come with the changeable hands, the clothing, with working zippers and stuff like that. Which I think for like $60 is fantastic. But they're 6-inch size, so I mean they're same as your Marvel stuff like that we were talking about.
If you can afford the stuff, more the power to you.
I guess. I mean, these aren't for mass retail. These are looking for very specific audience to,
So the ones you were currently looking at, the Walking Dead figures, is that the same company? Or
Yeah, this is all still Bluefin. A bunch of statues for Walking Dead that they're doing. I will give them credit. They have really good paint apps on everything. The sculpting looks really good.
That Rick you were looking at a bit ago looked really good.
I guess they're putting out the Halo also. With those figures, I thought that was Mattel or that somebody was putting those out. So, moving on because we got to start around this Lego. Holy crap, Lego! So much stuff coming from them. They're doing some little mini vehicles to go with their regular figures, which I think that's fine. I actually really enjoyed that they started putting out some Star Wars troop building sets, which I think is a great idea for Lego.
Absolutely.
I even picked some up, and I don't even really collect Lego, and I was just fascinated by it. So I got like 4 little stormtroopers and. Stuff like that. But again, we called it earlier with, I think back in September, October, one of our previous episodes where we were talking about the Captain Phasma.
I think it was episode 0 when we first brought this up.
No, that was, but it was early on, probably 2 or 3, somewhere in there when we were doing the news, which we got to get back into doing some news. But we talked about the 42,000 piece Captain Phasma that came with a exclusive R2D2 Lego minifig.
I think it was an exclusive Captain Phasma minifig that was chrome or something.
Oh, is that what it was?
I believe so.
Maybe it was the Stormtrooper. I have to go back and listen to that episode. It was a couple of months ago. We're way ahead of the curve on our news.
Hey, we called it on the Transformer.
Now, this may just be a store display that they do, but I'd like to think that we were ahead of the curve on calling that one. Some of the Star Wars sets, I mean, goddamn, they're putting out so many. They're doing, the... I want to say Ninjago Bionicle, tons of Bionicle, which right now at Toys R Us almost all Bionicles clearance. They're just because there's so much coming in, it's all out. So if you collect Bionicle, now's the time.
Now, doesn't Minecraft Lego doesn't that just kind of seem redundant to
you?
Yes.
And I had actually put up the first time I saw Minecraft on the shelves. It's kind of like Lego IRL. Like it's like because Minecraft is building things out of blocks and squares and. To make it out of Legos, I mean, sure, they seem natural to go together, but it also seems redundant.
Yeah.
My favorite one, I'm looking for it here. Give me a second. Is from the Star Wars set. They're doing a whole Hoth.
Oh my God! That
oh
thing
wow!
Was so cool.
They're doing a Hoth playset with the ion cannon, the shield generators, the bay doors. Now I've seen fans do sets of Hoth, but they do full scale of the whole base. This kind of looks like a section from some of those fan sets. So
Does it seem like lately Lego's been listening to their fans?
I think Lego does listen.
And finally releasing these bigger playsets.
I think so because nobody else is, so they're like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
But you got some more the TIE bomber. It looks like an A-frame coming out. These goddamn preview pictures are so small I can't see.
I think it's time for you to get your guest room out of the way and get another toy room.
Only if I want to get divorced.
He also has to get the wife out of the way.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
The 6-legged, I think it's an AT-ST or something like that from Rebels, where old clone...
It's an ATTE that's
what's his
been
face?
modified. Captain Rex.
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 And they're living on this
I'm
thing.
so proud of you.
Like it's
I watch Rebels. I'm sorry.
It's like it's like a vagabond Han, walker going through that. So they're doing a Lego set of that, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
Because I actually really like that particular thing in the episode.
Darth Vader's TIE fighter there, and
Oh, I said TIE bomber. You're right. That is Darth
Bomber.
Vader. You would know better, so I won't. This is my favorite. It is the Carbonite Chamber.
yeah,
It's Han going into Carbonite, and you've got
Does it
Boba
have a
Fett there
wheel?
to collect them, and it's a fantastic little mini set.
It'd
Probably
be cool if you
How
had
much is
like a
that
little
gonna be?
wheel that it turns
They don't have
it
prices
down.
on
No
these.
prices yet.
probably not going to be that expensive because it's not that big.
Well, it's only 231 pieces. Sorry, Scott.
That's okay.
And
So that's
somebody
a small medium box right there.
Yeah.
somebody told me that usually Legos go for an average of 10 cents a piece. So you figure this will probably be a $20 to $25 piece.
Yep.
Okay.
So probably
It's
25.
probably Austin that told you that.
Probably because I
Our
was trying
Lego guru.
trying to figure out how do they figure out what something's worth or how do they so yeah, it just kind of averages out. So.
That lends itself to being a super huge set too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad they're not doing that because I wouldn't be able to buy it.
There's some great sets coming from the prequels. And more for Hoth to add on is a small set, which is just a probe droid and a cannon. I don't like that. A lot of the Legos now are starting to shoot. They have little spring. The way they put them together, they like pop off little pegs to shoot, and then
They were
shoot
doing that
missiles
with
and stuff.
with the GI Joe stuff too. Whenever what the fuck was the GI Joe Legos? What were
Creo.
those called? Creo. Thank you.
You're not a fan.
I think it's every 2-3 years we get shooting toys with projectiles that we don't need.
But yeah, there's so you've got the Hoth base, but you also have a couple of different Hoth looks like add-on sets. This is another cool one. It's the escape pod with C-3PO and R2 and a couple of Jawas, which is such a random thing, and that one also is probably gonna be about $20. It's just under 200 pieces.
Damn
so.
it! I want all of these.
Don't they look cool? And you know what's
Yes.
weird? So this is classic, prequel sets, but they've got the new Episode 7 Kylo Ren art on everything that they're making sure everything's kind of tied together. So,
The daddy killer.
Who's that? Daddy killer? Ben.
but the escape pod you can actually
Holy
put the
shit.
droids in it because it opens up. So that's pretty cool. More walkers and things like that. So I mean, tons and tons of Star Wars Lego stuff
need to go
coming.
through
So
this. Yeah.
too much that we can too much that we don't have
15
time to
pages,
talk about
people.
here.
This
We
is
can't
gonna-
go through it all.
There's
This is gonna be
16
our-
pages of photos.
This is going to be our 3-hour-long
So
episode here.
I'm going to run through. I'm just going to ramble them off. These are the product. These are the licenses that Funko is putting out this year.
I love you, Funko. Thank you for not being blind packaged.
Okay, Captain America: Civil War, Suicide Squad, Warcraft, Pac-Man, Batman vs Superman, Game of Thrones, American Horror Story, Daredevil TV series, ID4, Hateful Eight, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Dark Souls 3, BioShock Infinite, Fallout 4, Call of Duty, Uncharted 4, Doom, Assassin's Creed, Finding Dory, whatever the fuck that is.
Sequel to Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah, right. Peanuts, fuck them. Alice in Wonderland, Taxi Driver, Good
likes to
Dinosaur,
fuck
Silence of the
Peanuts.
Lambs, Ghostbusters, Friends, Arrow, the TV series, and then it just says many, many more. How
they
the
do it?
fuck are they churning
Do they
these
have
out
Golden Girls? Because that was
so
just
fa-
announced.
That's probably under many, many more.
Okay.
Apparently, Golden Girls.
You need a Blanche.
I need Rose.
I don't think I'm not even sure if I read Supernatural, but that's coming out because they have.
Oh, those have been out.
to-
The-
to-
oh, that's
there-
cool.
there
but now you can
are
get their car.
At least
No. I'm sorry. This is Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
So you can get Vin Diesel and his supercharger car.
at least 9 of those lines are actually out
You get
right
zombie
now.
Paul Walker.
absolutely.
I've seen
Zombie
I went to
Paul
the-
Walker?
on
You
get the
Topic
zombie
other day
Paul
and
Walker.
saw him.
Hang on. Mike wants to know if we're getting Zombie Paul Walker. He'll probably be with the Walking Dead set.
I don't know.
Tons more Star Wars, which a lot of that stuff's out already.
But Miguel just brought up a point that some of them are out right now.
Yeah.
And I saw Daredevil.
The Daredevil ones, the Supernatural, the Call of Duty ones are out right now. Like they're just hitting within the last 2 weeks.
More G.I. Joe, please. More G.I. Joe.
I saw, no, it's buried in these photos somewhere, but I didn't know if they were repaints or stuff that's coming out, but because the heads look different, it
Okay.
looked like there was a movie version Storm Shadow, because you always have to have goddamn Storm Shadow. There was a different version of Snake Eyes, looked more like a City Strike movie version. He had a different kind of mask
Was
going
it
on.
an orange?
But it also showed the current Cobra Commander with hooded Cobra Commander. I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't know where I saw it, if they were customs or if they're actually previews of stuff that's coming. But I did see Harry Potter, and they're doing the train to Hogwarts, where
Okay.
like Harry comes with the train, and then like Hermione and Ron.
Okay.
I don't even know why I can conjure these names up.
Nerd.
I'm the nerd. I've
come
seen
with
I've
come
read
with
the
train
books.
cars.
Are you gonna
so you
read
can
the new
actually
book?
build the magic train
Yeah.
to Hogwarts
That's
with each
rad.
one in
And just slam it into a wall, hoping it goes through.
station 13 and a half.
9 3/4.
What?
Come on.
I'm not. I saw the first 3, but I never read the books, and then after that, the movies just kind of trailed off for me. I didn't even see the last 2.5. So
Dead to me.
So Funko somehow, how much Chinese slave labor are they employing?
Hey, we keep buying it, so they're going to employ
I
it.
I agree, it's on us, but the rate that they are getting these things out, and you figure every one of these, I mean, they're very simple, but every one of them has to be sculpted, designed, package designed.
Even with the simplistic design,
That's
they
the-
capture the look.
It's simplicity with that mold, and then, oh, well, here's a head mold for hair. Here's this. Here's that. Are
Like-
you okay?
There's a fly in here, and it wants to get on the mic.
A Peggy
It wants
Carter.
his nerd juice.
Like the Peggy Carter. The Peggy Carter with the red hat. And then you can get her without the hat. And it's like,
Yeah.
It could be Carmen Sandiego
like
if they wanted to do that.
At Target, they've got like 10 different versions of Deadpool, where he's got a shower cap or a rubber chicken. Or
I got the shower cap one. That one's fun.
Is it?
If you find a chef one, I'm looking for that one too.
I haven't seen any Deadpools at
Really?
Target.
just a blue and yellow one. I've seen a blue and yellow.
I've seen
Oh,
the
the
X-Men one.
X-Force one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
X-Force
I think we're
keeps saying
entering hour
X-Force.
number 4 for this toy fair
Holy
review.
crap. I should be asleep right now.
Yeah, it's time for Mig to go back into hibernation. So we'll just wrap that up here. And this has been our mostly coverage of Toy Fair International
think
for
we-
2016.
We
So
didn't even scratch the surface.
Hopefully next year we'll be at Toy
like I
Fair.
said, we're going to share a ton of these links on our Facebook page. That's Nerds with Attitude Podcast on Facebook. You can also see pictures that are unrelated to this podcast on Instagram at Nerds with Attitude. Make sure to hit us up. Let us know what you like.
And occasionally I'll shoot back behind the scenes
You know what
on
I
my
want?
Twitter.
So for those of you that are listening, send us pictures to Facebook of your collection of nerd stuff. That's what I want to see. That's
That'd be
your
awesome.
that's your listener challenge for this week.
If you guys do this, I will hand out stickers to the top 3.
You know you're
that
gonna have
we
to
find.
spend $14 to mail a 0-ounce
US
sticker.
only,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
How about we just give them a no prize like we've been doing to the
By
coolest
the way,
collection?
that,
Email
that
them
no
something.
prize.
Yeah.
Why didn't anybody tell me we actually had a no prize?
Well, we did do
trophy?
it off of the first episode, but most of us that are on this podcast don't listen to it or pay attention to our web presence. So we're a bunch of...
Maybe we should get the
We're
ball
lazy
rolling.
nerds. That's what we are.
Maybe we should get the ball rolling with photos of our own collections.
All right, we'll do that. So podcast challenge, post photos of our
After
collections.
I got rid of everything.
And then you guys listening, send us a picture of your collection, and we'll give you a shout out on the webpage. So,
No dick pics.
but
The other pics are okay.
But that's what I collect. I collect dick pics. They're vintage,
Send them
in
to
package.
Send them to Mig's Twitter if you want to send dick pics.
At Migs-NWA podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk later about how to get a Twitter handle that people can find. So, that being said, get us out of here, Migs.
It's Migs.
It's Scott.
It's Mike.
And I've been Kevin. You guys keep it nerdy.
BB-8, bitches.
No twatting. Yeah.
So, anyways, Diamond Select, they're also doing Muppets toys. Excuse me, I'm going through podcast puberty.